Skadoosh.
Mickey Loomis salary cap shenanigans season has started. The cap nerds are crying and it is glorious. Also, Sean Payton still doesn't understand how Twitter works. Thomas, hit that intro.
G'day, it's Stevic from 12 Ninja here, and look, if you like American football, you should check out Saints Happy Hour podcast. I personally know fuck all about American football, other than it's a bunch of massive blokes wearing spandex, shoulder pads and helmets, running around with throwing a football. In Australia, you don't throw footballs. You punch it or you kick it, and there's no protection. They're all naked, and there's sharks and crocodiles fired out of cannons onto the field, and we all stand around and drink blood watching it. But if American football's your thing, you know what to do. Saints Happy Hour podcast. Stick it in your ear hole.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch. Remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour to get the best Saints podcast every day, and you get 2 months free. Thanks to Herb for becoming an annual patron. And hey, thanks to Pooba Stank, Mike Marino 24, and Budrich for subscribing to us with Twitch Prime. Remember, guys, you can support the show free every month if you use Amazon Prime. All you have to do, go to twitch.tv/Saints Happy Hour, click the little subscribe button below the stream, and choose the option subscribe with Prime. It's really easy, and it's going to take you less than like 5 minutes, so go ahead and do it. Even if you listen to the audio version of the show, click on the link, Amazon Prime link in the description. And by the way, you can do it every month. It's not just a one-time thing, and it gives us Jeff Bezos money. It really helps out the show. Please do it. Hey, everybody. We got everybody tonight again. Happy Mardi Gras. Dave, what are you drinking?
This might be a first, and it might be an only. I'm actually drinking Gatorade Zero. I am...
Oh, yeah, you're in recovery mode.
Oh, yeah. I rode yesterday, last night, and then I rode the day before that afternoon in Tux. So it's been one hell of a weekend. It's wild. We're in deep gras, as they say. Somebody came up.
When did that appear?
I feel like 5 years ago.
When did that become a thing?
3 to 5 years ago. Somebody came up with that. Somebody invented it.
Yeah.
So we are. It works. It's catchy, and it's descriptive. Yeah, I mean, it's descriptive.
Does it work though?
Well, because Mardi Gras is also like we went to parades last weekend, so that was also Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
and there's a difference between that and these parades this weekend, like Tux and Bacchus. And
I gotta say, you look a little rough right now, Dave.
Naturally, dude. Are you kidding me? My shoulder is so. Oh, that's what I gotta say too. That's right. I tweeted it out, but seriously, 2 parades. I've been throwing stuff for like about a total, I would say, of about 8 hours this weekend.
You're gonna miss a start. You're gonna be on the injury list. You're gonna miss a start. You threw out your pitching arm.
No, all you people out there at the parades, you guys cannot catch for shit. I literally saw Roman Harper out there, and he caught something. Okay, and you guys, the rest of you guys out there, you can't catch anything. That's how bad you guys are out there. Come on, I'm making eye contact. I'm throwing it. I'm hitting you right in the chest. You still can't catch it.
Yeah, they should play for the Saints secondary.
You're spoiling shit, Dave, for later.
Roman Harper is standing out as one of the people with the best hands that you're throwing to. That's a really bad sign.
But here's the thing.
We also had Malcolm. We had a few Saints players in my parade in Tux on Sunday, and Malcolm Roach was one of them. And I was like, "Oh man,
your UDFA son."
Yes, I could get a picture with my son. I did not see him.
So, speaking of Dave's parade, there's a picture of Dave, but we had people, Dave.
Huge from the future.
We had.
I like that.
Look how good you're gonna look in the future.
No, but like I got his attention. I got Roman's attention because he saw that I saw him, and I yelled out to him, and he was posing for that picture just for me. He wasn't just.
Well, we had a lot of
Well, he's
people
good
making
people.
signs and
He is
stuff.
good people.
Everybody has a hard time listening to Dave.
Oh,
We had
right.
somebody with solve your problems with aggression.
That
So
was
it
the
was
same.
nice to see the Saints Happy Hour fans
Yeah, that was
representing.
the same. That was the same person. So I figured out that's Joe Enriquez, who is a Happy Hour fan, and he's also
Patron.
that's correct, and he's also a Tulane fan and a Campus Connection fan. So I very much appreciated him being out there. We got a good laugh, and I was riding with another patron or whatever. Brad. There you go. There's Brad right there. And
Thomas is on
got a
it
good
tonight.
laugh
He
out of
is.
it. He is on it. Good job, Thomas. Anyway, it was wild. It was wild. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do fun stuff like riding 2 parades.
Kevin, did you like how Ralph asked Dave what he was drinking, but then
Didn't miss
completely
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I didn't
didn't
even
ask
the
us.
mention
rest of
what I
us?
was drinking.
Yeah.
What are you
It's all good.
drinking, Kevin?
Redemption Rye.
That's it.
Went and bought a new bottle of whiskey.
Boring. How about instead of just asking Kevin, maybe just Kevin, you just update us if you change anything, okay?
I did. I did. This is a new whiskey. The other
a
one,
new bottle.
I didn't. Yeah, new bottle. I didn't finish the other one. I'm still gonna finish that,
But
but
still Redemption Rye.
no. This is the new bottle of Redemption Rye.
I know, but you were the old bottle was also Redemption Rye.
No, it wasn't.
No.
No, it wasn't. Hang on. Well, Jude, you tell him what you're drinking.
Yeah.
I believe
yeah.
you. You don't have to go.
Are you
I'm
doing
out
no
of-
fun February, Juge? Just like
I'm
dry
out.
January?
Well, you would think I was out of
Is
beer.
that a
I just
thing?
looked
No
in my.
fun February?
I looked in my fridge and I'm out of beer, so I had to settle for what my shout out to my buddy James that came over this weekend and he gave me
James,
this
what?
Trapo Chico hard
Topo
seltzer.
Chico.
It is absolutely terrible. It is horrible.
I'm drinking my last local Buzz Honey Golden Ale. It's delicious.
I would rather drink that.
Also, speaking of drinking, this is the time of year where everybody in New Orleans replenishes their fine china and gets all new Mardi Gras cups.
That's right.
Just
Hey,
go
I
there.
should. I did a poor job. You can get the mug, but if you become a patron, you can get the Taysom Hill Crew to Taysom Mardi Gras cup. We still got them. We only got about 25, 30 left. Become a patron at the $10 level. Boom, you get the box.
What's in the cup? What's in the cup, Kevin? A little ice cream to go with your bourbon?
Yeah, a little Halo.
Oh.
Are you are slowly becoming Tom Benson?
I was gonna say, is that the Tom Benson diet?
The Tom
Ice cream and whiskey.
Tom
All it's
Benson
missing is
combo
a
for
very
one.
wealthy old lady to marry me.
And watching Judy Garland films in the dark.
Hey, wait, if Miss Gayle, are you single?
She is.
She is. Well,
She
she's
is
probably
single.
not. We
Do
just
you-
probably don't know about it.
Andrew and Kevin, do y'all miss Mardi Gras? I now that I
I
have a
don't.
young child, I really miss. I want to get him to Mardi Gras. Because he's 6. I got to get him to Mardi
Yeah,
Gras between
it's-
the ages of 6 and 10.
Yeah, it's like you go through as you go through life. I feel like you go through different phases with Mardi Gras. When you're in
Yeah.
college, you love it. When you get a little bit older, your 30s or whatever, you're like, whatever. Then you have kids and you love it again because you get to do it through their eyes and see and get them enjoy it. And then maybe you get older and you probably hate it again. I'm assuming that's what's coming.
I have to say, so I used to ride in Argus on Mardi Gras Day
Ooh.
that went down in Metairie,
That's right.
and I'm jealous of Dave. I have to say, just riding in a parade and throwing beads at people. I don't know. I always thought that was amazing. It was my favorite part of it.
It's wild. They really want some
They really want some
plastic
beads.
crap. Yeah, they just
You
really
feel
love
like
some
you have
plastic
so
crap.
much power. Like everyone wants what you have.
Oh,
and then
I mean, like, oh yeah, you can
you're
like hold
making
something
the
up.
unilateral decision on who gets what you feel like giving away.
Yeah,
And if you weren't
You
on
know
a
what? I
float
didn't
and
even-
you
Feels
just
like a
walked
lot
to
of
them up to
power.
them on the street and handed it to them, they'd be like, I don't want this.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't even do it last night, and I should have done it because the crowds for Bacchus were, I mean, massive. I mean, I've never ridden in a parade where there were that many people that came out. I mean, it was 30 people deep. But yeah, you can like hold up something.
I don't miss. That I
Yeah,
don't.
no, I know.
Those
Well, that's where all the
massive
young
parades.
that's where all the young
Yeah.
college kids are. But yeah, you can hold something up and then get the crowd going and like make them chant stuff. Which actually reminds me, so Oh, I told you about the LSU float. So it was miserable riding on the LSU float. For 4 hours, I'm riding down the parade route, and everybody is shouting, "Go Tigers! Go Tigers! Yeah, LSU, LSU, LSU!" I was in two-lane hell. I was in. It was
You
hell.
deserve it.
It was
Go
hell.
Tigers.
I
So
feel like
I'll
you're
be
paying for the sins of all your obnoxious moments
right.
on this podcast.
I'll be the old man. I have not liked Mardi Gras probably since I was 16 or 17. It never really changed. The last time I was ever in town for Mardi Gras, I was still married. I'd come back in town with my now ex-wife and some of her friends. And we don't need that.
Yeah,
This
we
is
do.
okay. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
we
Come
do.
on, man.
Ex-wife.
Well done. Well, Thomas is
It's
on
fine.
fire tonight.
Fine. So they had wanted to go see the French
him in the
Quarter
jab.
and get dropped off to like go roam around.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I will drive us to a spot just outside the French Quarter where I can let them off. And the moment I crossed from Metairie to New Orleans, actually, it was a little bit after that. Once I went like I-10, like I'm going toward downtown, it was an absolute nightmare on I-10. Just an absolute nightmare. I had forgotten how terrible it got. I became a miserable human being. If y'all think I cuss a lot on this podcast,
You do.
behind the wheel of that car, I was an absolute maniac.
Yeah.
Like just yelling at everybody. Yeah,
I gotta say though, like to Dave's point, I think the main reason I miss it now is because of my kids. Like I want them to experience it, and I do think it's a bummer that they haven't yet. So
The interesting thing,
our mother-in-law did bring up. Shout out to her. She did bring up a Don Fong.
Oh
King
yeah, nice. And
so we got the
verdict.
Not as good as
my
Haydell's, but good.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Look,
I remember
if you like Haydell's, that's fine. I happen to know.
I just love
head.
Haydell. It's
Well,
my
that's
favorite.
fine. And like, I happen to know the head baker or whatever, and like, this is her. She just went on vacation today. Like, this is their last day after 2 months of intense pumping out of king cakes. So I can. That's fine. I'll let you have Haydell's, but again, Dong Fong, the best. It's not traditional king cake though. You know, it's not like your traditional.
my family wasn't big on Mardi Gras when I was younger. My father, as much as he loved New Orleans and he loved everything about New Orleans except Mardi Gras, he hated Mardi Gras.
Really?
So like he never went to parades. When my mom would take us, he would yell at her. Like my mom had to build the ladder and do it all. Like my father was like, "I'm not doing Mardi Gras. Not doing it." And like I can literally say in my entire life, I don't think I ever went to a parade with my father. Ever.
Oh man,
I remember, I think it was my sophomore year in high school. I was at a parade with my mother, and I think my dad was there too, so he can maybe attest to the story. But my mother was there and other members of my family. And there was this couple right next to us, and I had just started, I was freshman year in high school. How old are you? 16? Yeah.
No.
I was like
14, 15,
Yeah.
14.
Oh, so it was sophomore year. So I think I was 16. Maybe 15 or 16.
This was in high school in Angola, right?
Right. And when I was in Angola.
Welcome to Uganda.
I think you get to Angola after your high school years. I think that's how that works. I'm at a parade in New Orleans, and I've just recently started getting introduced into drinking, so I'm kind of into it. And this couple next to me is chugging Goldschlager. And I'm just like,
What?
and I had out of like the fifth out of a bottle. And I just remember being like, is that Goldschlager? And they're like, yeah, you want some? And they hand it to me, and I chug it, and my mom just grabs me by the shoulder. She's like, what are you doing? And like, it was this whole thing, and I had to apologize to her, and she like took me up to the hotel room and was like, how could you do this? You know,
I would have let you drink
Should
it.
have let you drink
Yep,
more
I
of
would
it.
have
Then
let
you'd have
you-
learned your lesson.
Yep.
Good.
That's you and your mom. Me and your mom have come from different parenting schools.
yes, yeah. But she was like, what about all those germs? And I'm like, well, mom, like the alcohol kills it, right?
Yeah. The
She
gold
didn't- she
flakes
didn't
in
like
the
that.
Goldschlager, it
Yeah.
makes it pure.
Goldschlagers. Oh my god.
Oh. I don't know what that chime is. Is that confusing?
means
Is that some sort of new
just nailed
subscription
it. No,
chime,
you just-
Thomas?
No, it's not.
You just
What does
nailed
that
the-
mean? What does
TI?
the chime mean?
No, his gold flake comment. He just
Oh,
nailed it.
Yeah.
It's a little fun fact. He just put a little exclamation point
Thomas
on
is
little
hitting bombs tonight.
Yeah, well,
But-
it went over your head. Wait, I have one more
And-
thing. I have one more
Go
thing
ahead.
to say about before we move on to Mardi Gras. Actually, never mind. It's not that important. We don't need to get into this.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
let's
I was
move
going
on.
to say, Andrew, you probably have as good a Saints memory as me. Wasn't there a couple of times when either Randy Mueller was GM or when he was gone and Loomis was GM, where the Saints, like Mardi Gras hit right as free agency started, and the Saints were like, "This sucks. We can't get hotel rooms for people. We can't get flight." Like, and they were and they were bothered by Mardi Gras. Am I remembering that right? Like a couple of times. I want to see like free.
I mean, I'm
agency-
sure it's happened because Mardi Gras sometimes is at the beginning of March.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this year it's March 1st, right?
Yep, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but that's a good way to transition to Saints news. And
Yes, I guess.
our favorite season, Dave, has started. Loomis Math season. The Saints created $34 million in cap space, 15 minutes Saturday morning. They redid Ryan Ramczyk, Andres Pete, Michael Thomas. People who don't understand the salary cap and who wanted the Saints to trade all their star players were hardest hit. They're halfway home to clearing out the $70 million. My only question
that was easy.
We knew they were going to do it,
Yes,
but
it
here's the thing. I'm a little skittish about Andres Pete. Like, I don't want them to
Right.
be stuck
right now.
having
we have-
a giant
means he's
chunk
gonna
of
be
dead
on the
money with
team.
Andres Pete. You know, like there's certain guys like Andres Pete.
it's Andrus.
Andres. Yeah, well, you know what? He could play 10 games, then I'll get his name right. How about that, Andrew?
yeah.
But
Fair.
for Pete, like that's a concern. Am I
He
overthinking?
can make a Pro Bowl and actually deserve it, and then I'll say his name right.
But is it a concern with him that they're like, his dead money down the line?
I mean,
yeah.
they're pot committed. I don't know. Like the thing about Pete is that he's still young, so I don't really see him cratering. Like I don't think he goes backwards a bunch. They've already made that commitment to him, so I think they're kind of stuck with Pete. Certainly redoing this deal, they're stuck with him for a year. The eject button next year would be pretty significant, but they could get out of the contract. But I just think things would be different if Ruiz was awesome. I just don't think they really have another guard on this team. Pete's the best one.
Yeah, and I think because I think Rui's plan blew up in their face.
Yeah,
Kevin, I feel like the
Sharknito's comment just now in the chat is spot on. Ruiz made me miss Pete bad. And as
I don't
much
have
as
a
we want to
problem-
hate on Pete, we realized when we watched Ruiz that it could be a lot worse.
I don't have a problem with Pete's play. I have a problem with his availability. That's your greatest ability, and he lacks in that ability.
Kevin,
his play can be maddening.
his play can be up and down. Like Andrew, you've said he's like he's like the strangest player to grade because he has A+ games and like D- on the Jude grading scale.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin,
he's awesome when he's awesome.
Kevin, I feel like the way the Saints operate their cap is I feel like the Loomis Math, the Saints should celebrate it and like live stream Loomis creating all this cap space. Should it be him burning a pile of money, or should it be him like wheelbarrowing in a pile of money like on the Saints Twitter feed when he does it? Because I feel like they just did it and they break the news. Like the Saints should break the news themselves. They're like, boom, there's 34 million. Like it would be the Saints should lean into this because the Pelicans literally were dunking all over the Lakers. The Pelicans' official Twitter feed, they were dunking all over the Lakers last night. The Saints need to lean in to their salary cap shenanigans.
Well, I would recommend not showing Mickey Loomis with the calculator, but if Mickey wants to wheelbarrow some cash and dump it into a furnace, I think that would be hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, it would be like we want him to like all the cap nerds and all the experts. They keep saying it's going to hit the Saints, and if the Saints would lean into it, like we're going to have fun with it anyway, Andrew. Like the Saints ought to just the social media of, to me, sports team is there to make the experience for their fans more fun. The Saints, their social media people know about all the cap stuff and the jokes we make on Twitter. Lean into it, baby, is all I'm saying.
I want to see Mickey Loomis making it rain. I want to see, It's Loomis math season. We got to celebrate that. But I love how opposing NFL fans on social media, even some of the national media, want to make this big narrative out of the Saints, yada yada. They went down from $75 million over the cap to $42 million pretty quick with three dudes. Boom. Okay, now it's 40. And Nick Underhill has already reported, we know about all this, that they can get as much as $25 million under the cap without cutting a player. If they get to $25 million under the cap, you know how much space they have compared to everyone else? They're 12th in the league. 12th in the league in cap space.
They could do
That's
whatever
before
they
want. Cut Bradley Roby and then get $35 million under the cap. Okay? So Loomis is basically printing money when it comes to cap space this offseason, and you should absolutely expect him. I think there's going to be more movement than last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, Dave, I got to play this for you. We got Saints breaking news.
Seriously?
Yeah, we do. And you have been the band leader of the Saints medical staff is terrible. They don't know what they're doing. And
you've been beating that drum for a while.
It's kind of fair.
What can you do? Medicine's not a science.
All right,
Jason
thanks
Champagne,
to
cha-ching.
Jason Champagne subscribed for 5 freaking months. Jason, you're the best.
You're a legend.
The Saints, they stole Dr. Matt Rhea from the Alabama Crimson Tide, and Nick Saban said when he came aboard, our soft tissue injuries reduced by 50%.
Oh yeah.
So all
right, let's do this.
The Saints, and to be fair,
I'm more excited about Andrus Pete now.
My son asked me if that guy's middle name was Daya earlier today.
Oh.
But I'll give props to Gayle Benson. She stole the trainer of the Phoenix Suns, who was kind of acknowledged as the best trainer in the NBA. He rehabilitated Steve Nash and Shaq and Grant Hill. And they were like, oh, he'll never leave Phoenix. He loves it so much. They threw a wheelbarrow of money at him, got him for the Pelicans. They get this dude from Alabama. I mean.
Did you guys see this tweet? So there was something about Saban had made a comment to the media that when they got this guy, their soft tissue injuries, they kind of revamped their whole approach. They bought in whole hog. Their soft tissue injuries were reduced by 50%, and they got rid of a lot of old school, archaic methods of taking care of people.
Cajun Sands, subscribe. Thank you, Cajun Sands.
Yes, sir.
He's in Dubai, by the way. That dude, he's a patron. If he can be a patron in Dubai, you people can sign up for the show.
Did you send him some stuff all the way to Dubai?
Of course. Of course. It cost me $50,
what are we
but
in,
I sent it.
What are we in Dubai?
Everywhere.
Have you checked our ratings in Dubai?
I don't know. But we ship everywhere. We don't give a damn. Wherever you are in the world, if they have a post office, we'll get you stuff.
Ice Station Zebra.
How are we making
Sharknado.
money?
Just subscribe 2 months. Thank you, Sharknado.
Wait, Dave, I believe you had an important question.
Yes.
How are we making money when we're spending $50 to ship stuff to?
We don't really make money. That's why we need more subscribers. I think in politics, Dave, they call it the burn rate. Our burn rate is high. We need more money to pay for Thomas, to fund my dream of being able to quit my job and podcast all day.
Money
We
laundering.
need more
Naked from
money.
the
We
waist
need
down.
more money to set on fire. Is
That's right.
essentially
Yeah.
what you're saying.
That's right.
But wait, going
With
back
the
to what
Joker
we-
of podcasts.
going back to what we were talking about. Did you guys hear? I think I read. Did you guys hear that the guy that they got from Alabama when he was with the Suns? I think it was like their soft tissue injuries. I think it was like
Reduced.
50%. I
You
think it
did.
was
Did you
reduced,
hear
like,
that? I heard that too. I like the fact that Andrew didn't listen at all. Like he's just completely tuned out.
And I'm the one that rode in 2 Mardi Gras parades back
That's
to
right.
back.
It's great. Andrew, stop focusing on JV tennis. Your team is in 3rd place. They're not going to fire you. Focus on where you are, buddy.
Wait, where are we again?
Where are we? Dave, you're the best. Just Dave is on it tonight.
From the top rope. This is what happens when I don't drink. See,
That's right.
I'm
Dave-
probably I
Dave-
could probably be such a better podcaster if I was sober. But
Andrew's
okay,
gonna
yeah.
send out. I liked Dave better when he was drunk. When he's coherent, he's on it and sharp, and he catches our nonsense.
So did you guys see that tweet though about the Alabama guy? And
Yeah,
how
we did.
50%...
We did. But seriously, like it's a great segue, Andrew, to my next topic. In that, clearly Gayle Benson, and here's the thing: like people responding to Nick, most of them are Alabama fans mad. When you have a fan base mad about your doctor leaving, that's a good sign, I think, for the Saints. They
Well,
put the-
and on the other hand, when the Saints head trainer left, I don't think anyone was
We were-
saying like,
we were
"Ooh,
like,
that's
dude,
a big loss." Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Hit you on the way out.
By
buddy.
contrast, that was interesting. But look, time will tell if we start to see improvement in those areas. There's no denying that the injury bug was god awful for the Saints this year. And I would say not only that, but and look, I don't know who's to blame here, and perhaps it's just bad luck. But for Michael Thomas and Will Lutz both to suffer setbacks and not be able to return. Michael Thomas obviously was bigger, but the Saints had some massive kicker issues this year too. And we were counting on those guys to come back, and they never did.
Well, and here's
so it's not just the guys getting injured; it's like the plan for their recovery that failed. That
Here's
is
the
also
thing.
frustrating
with injuries, and a lot of it is luck. But here's the thing, Kevin: the Rams have had ridiculous injury luck for 5 years, and for the last 2 years, the Rams beat writer, her name I think it's Jordan Rodriguez. She's been trying to talk to their like medical staff, and the Rams are like, no freaking way. They guard that like a state secret. So we feel like everybody says injuries are luck, but maybe it's not. Like the Rams, I've been hearing Barnwell and other people like they can't sustain this top heavy roster. Eventually people are going to get hurt and it's going to bite them and they're going to fall back. And like the last 2 years, it never did. And they won a Super Bowl.
Andrew Whitworth remains healthy somehow.
He's 40,
with
right?
his Argentinian goat blood.
But
Injuries will always happen regardless. Now, you can mitigate. I mean, again, I'm speaking what should be utter common sense. You can mitigate it by the quality of the training staff, the medical facilities, things that you do behind closed doors that maybe you don't tell the public. Okay, fine. But I just look at it like mitigating. That's it.
did you read the tweet that the new athletic trainer for the Saints reduced soft tissue injuries by 50%?
Wait. Hang on. Listen. When Juge comes back, we're going to do that again, but let me do it. Let me do it.
By the way,
We're gonna-
everybody in the Twitch stream wants me to leave to go take a poop, but Andrew's the one that just
Andrew just gets up and leaves. He's probably got the phone call. They're like, "You're third in the Charlottesville district. This is unacceptable. Win or you're fired."
Fuck you, Andre George.
Here he comes.
Okay.
Maybe we can get a love update from Kevin while we're
It's
waiting.
not good beer, but I found a beer. I went digging deep into my fridge and I was able to find this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ugh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Corona Light.
Is it
Yeah.
that
So
bad?
do you want the love update now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, why not?
Start
Yeah.
with the violin before the update.
Yeah.
Already? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this love update was a little odd, a little personal.
What?
She
Oh no.
she is from Alabama,
Oh
and
no.
she reduced deep tissue injuries by 50% in all of her previous relationships. So I'm feeling confident.
He even
I'm
had
feeling
me. And he
confident
I knew it was
these days.
coming, and I said, he still got me.
You still fell for it?
Yeah, got him.
That's
Ralph, this is the hardest I've ever
Ralph's
seen.
gone. Ralph's gone. That's a first. Timestamp that. Make a GIF. We need a
Look,
GIF of that.
If you guys keep ripping on me like this, you're gonna need to pass the Goldschlager.
Ralph's gone.
Somebody in the chat just said that's your Angola education.
Yeah, it was your dad. No, I'm kidding.
No, that was Who Dat Ambush.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
I like the fact that we are only 3 weeks in the off season. We're completely off the rails.
We're three weeks into the.
It was probably that Don Juan king cake. If I had had Hadel's, I would have been
You
fine.
would have been
I would
fine.
have been present.
You needed more sugar.
Yeah.
That's always
Was
a
it
good answer.
was it filled or plain? The Dong Fong.
You know, it was filled, and I
Oh.
do not like filled. I prefer
What was it
plain
filled
king
with?
cakes.
Probably cream cheese.
Cream cheese. And I do not like cream cheese filled king cakes, and it was the only thing available because they're hard to get. Like you got to take what you can get, kind of thing. So that part was disappointing. Not gonna lie.
So
What's so funny,
I'm
Dave?
I'm thinking back to Kevin. Not the girl.
Kevin
the
just-
girl.
I mean-
the girl from Alabama.
Kevin, Kevin.
I was like, oh, really? He's dating a girl
broke
from
off
Alabama.
like a
At first, I was like, another one from Alabama. Is this a good idea?
Kevin just broke off like a 97-mile-an-hour slider at the knees. Just painted the black.
Oh, it's Greg Maddox.
But here's the thing and it's a good segue from Gayle clearly stealing the trainer from Alabama. And this is my theory, Andrew, in that we know Gayle lets the Saints operate the cap in ways other teams don't. But David Fisher, a friend of mine, he's a writer at the Bird writes. He had an interesting theory, and I'm going to steal a little. He basically tweeted, and when me and him were talking, Gayle operates in a totally different way from other owners because she said, I can't take it with me. All the profits from the Saints and the Hornets sale when she dies goes to charity. So where other owners, they might have a note to pay because they bought the team, right, or the stadium or whatever, and they want to make money. Gayle doesn't give a damn about making money. She doesn't want to lose money. She's not going to, sacrifice her billionaire lifestyle, right? But if Mickey Loomis and Lauscha and Dennis Allen go to her and like, hey, we want to spend $125 million this offseason. You're not going to make any money. Like Gayle's going to be fine with it. I just think the thing you laid out where they can get $35 million in cap space really easily, I think that's going to happen. I think the Saints are going to be players in free agency in a way that is going to make the cap nerds cry because the Saints operate out of a different, like a fancy business term paradigm than other teams. And I think they're going to spend a crap load of money, and it's going to be hysterical and glorious. In the first 2 days of free agency, I'm going to be drunk and shirtless doing a live stream.
Yeah, but I also think if the Saints win, if they were to win another Super Bowl, let's say, then financially all these moves they make will be justified, right? It'll pay for itself. But so success breeds finances. I mean, we know that. But I think, you're right in the sense, and it's interesting because I just look at a guy like Steve Ross, for example, who made all his money in real estate. and he bought the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are obviously a huge part of his business interest, but he's still investing in bringing soccer over to the U.S. He's still investing in real estate. And so he's trying to grow his empire. And he's thinking about making savvy business moves at every turn. And I think most NFL owners are like that. They have diverse portfolios. They're invested in many other things, and they're looking to grow their empire. I don't really think Gayle's thinking that way. I think it's more like, oh, you can do this to help the Saints win? Yeah, whatever. Because I don't think she's like thinking of it in terms of how do I grow this empire? I think she's thinking of it in terms of, like you said, how do I improve the community? And winning football games makes people happy in New Orleans. So I agree with you that the approach is a little bit different. And it can go two ways. It can mean more wins for the Saints because she will have a more commitment into taking risks and investing into the team. And I think there's probably a little bit higher risk of like financial disaster, if I'm being honest. But, hopefully Lauscha and Loomis have it under control.
Kevin, what would be more fun? The Saints signing a huge free agent, wide receiver or whatever, or doing a giant doing the big trade in the offseason, whether it's a quarterback or for a receiver, whoever. What would be more fun and
Big
make
trade.
the cap nerds more mad?
Big trade. I'll go
Even
with
if
big
it's
trade.
not a quarterback, it would still
Doesn't
make the
matter.
cap.
If it's a big trade and it involves Loomis restructuring a contract from somebody walking in who doesn't have the years of experience or like hasn't been with the team to like understand, okay, this is how it works. This is what, I really love it here. If you got somebody just walking in and they immediately buy in, Loomis restructures a deal, that'll just piss everybody off. I'm all for pissing as many people off as possible out of the two scenarios that you put before me.
Okay, Kevin. So understanding that, let's say the Saints acquire Russell Wilson. They do all the things that you just described. Everyone's furious. How did they do it? How did Mickey Loomis make it work under the cap? The Saints are the favorites in the NFC. I want to puke, yada, yada, yada. But they give up multiple draft picks to do so.
That hurts Kevin's soul.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. I can't remember all the other words. What's this song I'm singing? I don't know.
Doesn't Thomas have this?
There you go.
Hello, darkness.
He can only play like 10 seconds, though, or Twitch will ban us.
There
That's
we go.
Simon and
Well, that's all we
Garfunkel,
needed.
isn't it? That's Simon
Yeah, it
and
is.
Garfunkel.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is Simon and Garfunkel. Sound of silence.
Yeah, I don't know how I would react.
Silence.
I really don't know.
Kevin, you would
I
be
don't know how I
super
would react.
excited for like 3 minutes, and then you would see what it costs the Saints to get Russell Wilson, and you'd be sad.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a lot.
Yeah.
Jason Champagne says, "Who knew Kevin had such a good voice?"
It is.
I knew.
But Dave, do you think that my theory is correct that the Saints are going to spend recklessly come March 16th?
Certainly think it's in the realm of possibility. I don't know. They're gonna. I would say it might appear reckless, but it's not going to be reckless in the end. Because like you said, you've got the salary cap that's supposed to take a big jump. They know
$50 million.
They
And the
know
Saints
who
have,
they can.
How much space do they have in 2024, Andrew, or 2025?
It doesn't matter.
Million.
Yeah,
Over 100 million.
Yeah. It's like
So
130.
I mean, I think certainly there's the possibility of your theory being correct, and they make some moves that appear reckless, and make some moves where the same people who are saying how are they going to get under the salary cap, they're so screwed in the offseason, are going to be the same people that say how did they sign that guy, like they have no money, I don't get it, how did they do it?
It's all gonna come to roost.
Yeah.
2030.
We know Mickey
Just
and
wait till next year.
When
It'll
the
all
TV
come
contracts
through.
and the gambling money dries up,
right,
the
we all
Saints
know
will be
Mickey and Kai have
up
been
the creek
playing
without a paddle.
4D laser chest while everybody else is playing checkers. So yeah, I'd like to see them. Go big, but I don't know. Dennis Allen has. I think when you sit down with Dennis Allen and you hire him as your head coach, there's got to be a discussion about they've got to give him a certain amount of time. 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
All I
So you
know
don't have
is-
to do it all. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to
Yeah.
get better. This could be. I don't think rebuilding is the right word. I think rebuilding takes more than just 1 year, but maybe like a reloading off season and a reloading
I'm gonna
season,
tell you.
and then next season that's when you go get your quarterback or whatever.
All I know is that our patrons all bet on you, Dave, to be the first one tonight to sing on our show, and they all lost a ton of money in Vegas.
Why is that quality so terrible?
think-
It does not sound like that on my phone. But the odds were probably pretty terrible. Like you put down $10 and you win $11.20.
That's right. Dave is like a 4-3 favorite.
And someone was
Thanks to
smart enough
Kevin.
to bet Kevin because he probably had the lowest odds because they were like, "Will he even show up tonight?" Right? and now they are swimming in money.
But somebody put
They
$5
did.
down and it just hit 10 grand.
They won thousands. Yeah.
Kevin, what is a bigger surprise? That Sean Payton might replace Troy Aikman for the Fox #1 broadcast team, even though he may go back to coaching after a year.
With Joe Buck?
Yeah. Or that he
Oh.
still doesn't know how to use Twitter and he thinks he met everybody on the show, Saints Happy Hour. He tweeted at us. He was happy to meet us. He still doesn't know how to use Twitter.
Well, we've got to
What's
show
more
that to
surprising?
Andrew because Andrew probably hasn't seen it yet.
No, we screen grabbed it for
You
Andrew.
screen grabbed it and sent it to me, Dave. Oh, you were on that text chain.
You're ruining my joke.
Sorry.
What's more surprising though, Kevin? That Sean Payton doesn't know how to use Twitter, or that he might be with Joe Buck
Joe Buck.
come the fall.
Joe Buck. And it's
Can
not
we
even
talk about how young Sean Payton looks in that picture?
He's
I've
Benjamin
been
Button.
saying
Like
that.
he's getting younger by the day.
Where was this? I didn't recognize where on the parade route this was.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin, you joked last podcast that he's
25th.
getting younger, but it's incredible.
He looks ready to suit up. I think that's his fat head in a Saints uniform behind Ralph.
Well, it's the one above that doctor from Alabama who said that they
right.
can report
Dr. Ray,
soft tissue issues
50%
by 50%.
less soft tissue issues.
Yeah. I don't know how you
That,
got
that,
that.
that,
fat head.
that
I
head
didn't
in the
even know
middle
they
is
make that fat
definitely
head.
not dealing with any soft tissue problems.
Yeah,
No, his boobs are saggy.
Yeah, Sean Payton looks like he's young and fit, and he's ready to maybe have another kid.
Do you think he's lost the man boobs?
No, he's got some work to do.
those are hard to get rid of.
He's got some work to do.
You sound like
Real
you're speaking
hard.
from experience.
I think he had those. I think he had the man boobs implanted so he could look more like Parcells. I still stand by that. I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I mean, I'm
intentional.
just saying the man looks good, and I have to say, like, if he goes into the #1 announcement booth, Kevin, I still think he'll probably end up coaching the Cowboys because Mike McCarthy's a terrible coach and Jerry Jones wants what he wants. But there's like a higher percentage chance that Sean Payton never coaches again because he might like it being in Fox making $10 million a year. Like I could
Exactly.
see him being like, "This is pretty awesome."
Yeah. Listen, if he doesn't trip over himself and gets along with Joe Buck, those checks will keep coming, and it's smooth sailing, man. It's smooth sailing. Get a little just for men, touch up the sides there, keep hitting the hiking trail or the walking trail in Audubon Park. Yeah, he'll be fine.
And I mean, they're paying Troy Aikman $18 million a year, Andrew. So like, if Sean Payton is good at it, in like 3 years, he'll probably be making double.
Why do we have to show that video of the reverse with Devery Henderson against Luke McCown and
It's
the Bucks?
funny.
All right,
It's
Saints
funny.
to Death has a question in our chat. This is a great one. Would you rather sign a top 5 free agent tight end, or you can fix the soft tissue damage by 50%?
Well, we've already done that. Doctor from Alabama
He's
signed.
done it. He's
So
signed.
moving on.
Yeah.
Moving
I
on.
would want to fix the soft tissue injuries, Andrew, because then we could just make the joke over and over and over and over again, and it can come true. So I would say that. But I have to
Are
say,
there any soft tissue issues that we could fix with your arm?
no. And my therapist got on me last week. He said, Ralph, you're going backwards.
Wow, grip strength.
Get with the program. My
10-year-old
grip
boy.
strength was a 12-year-old boy.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Earl got on me, and then he asked me what the Saints were going to do at quarterback.
Is he a Saints fan or
he's
just
a
taking
huge
chit
Saints
chat?
fan.
Is he a patron though?
He's not. He's just my physical therapist, and he's
What's that?
from the West
I
Bank.
mean, you're
and
giving him money.
He's also in Houston, though. Wait, your physical therapist in Houston also happens to be from the West Bank?
Yes, and
Okay.
he's all in.
You mean the best bank?
The best bank. He's all in on the trade, whatever it takes to get Russell Wilson bandwagon. That's his quarterback solution for the Saints. Not that I can argue with it. It sounds pretty
Budrich
awesome.
wants to know who can throw the ball more accurately, Ralph with his current grip strength, or DeAndre Jordan.
Oh yeah, what's more possible? Me completing a 5-yard pass or DeAndre Jordan making a free throw? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Working at Ralph grip strength compared to CGM equals Chris Jackson posting up on Shaq. That's mean. And he's not. It's Abdul Rauf, the artist.
Mahmoud.
Mahmoud, yeah, formerly known as Chris Jackson.
Welcome to Uganda.
So, I guess it's time. Listen, the hotline it didn't take flight. We need
dead. It's dead.
We need a good topic. If people can come up with a good topic for
Mardi
the
Gras.
hotline,
Give us your craziest Mardi Gras.
give us your craziest ideas.
Tell us how much you hate Dave.
There you go. There you go.
I might call in for that.
Yeah.
Everyone has a hard time listening to Dave.
We just cycle through all four of us.
Yeah.
By the way, I miss Sean Payton. Come back, Sean. I won't make fun of you anymore. If you come down.
Don't look, man. I feel like Morgan Freeman at the end of Shawshank, man. Like sometimes, shit, I lost it because of that dang audio clip. Something about a caged bird getting free or whatever.
Phoenix.
No, it's from the end of Shawshank.
Oh.
By the way, the Pelicans beating the Lakers by 30 last night. It was the most fun NOLA sports moment that I've had since the Saints shut out Tom Brady. Like, that was glorious last night. I stayed up till like whatever it was, almost midnight to enjoy
it was
every
awesome.
freaking second.
Remember Zion's first game when he hit like 4 3-pointers?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
What's
They
more
lost that
likely,
game,
me
though.
getting the grip strength of a 16-year-old or Zion Williams playing again for the Pelicans?
I might put my money on you, actually, buddy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thomas, get us to the trivia.
Oh, the trivia already. Okay, trivia question brought to you by Le Badrich. And the trivia question for today is pretty easy. Oh, that's what Badrich told me. The question is, who are the only 2 running backs to rush for 200 yards in a single game for the Saints?
George Rogers, Deuce McAllister.
Okay.
Already?
Andrew seems pretty confident on
Final
that.
answer.
No, I know. I'm going to say George Rogers and Reuben Mays. Because Ruben Mays had a.
What about Chuck Muncie? Didn't Chuck Muncie have a
Ruben Mays had a monstrous game his rookie year against the Dolphins. Just a monstrous game. That's my.
Pierre Thomas never ran for 200 yards.
No.
I know he's got 100 and 100.
No.
George Rogers might have done it more than once because Bum
Oh,
Phillips he had like 400 something carries like back-to-back years.
I think that second one looks like Deuce McAllister.
I don't know. That's my final answer.
Maybe
Thomas.
Kevin knows.
Kevin, what do you got?
So what's the
Are we
consensus,
missing-
Ralph?
I mean, the George Rogers thing is gonna. That's one of them because of the way that both of you sounded confident on it. So
What are we missing? Did Ricky
go with
Williams
that.
ever run for 200?
No.
no.
The Dolphins, he probably did against the Saints.
Yeah. All right, Thomas. Final answer. George Rogers, Ruben Mays.
Deuce McAllister for me.
What do we got?
Let's find out then.
I hope you got the pictures.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was right.
That's for you, Ralph. But
Yes.
for Andrew,
I knew it.
Ruben Mays.
Yeah, it's 86. He had a monstrous game. Of course, the Saints lost, but he had a
Let's
monster game.
see.
Dan Marino threw for like 400 yards.
Ruben Mays, 1986. You said.
Yeah.
Deuce McAllister's highest was 184.
Ooh, close.
Still pretty
No
good.
cigar.
it was George Rogers in 1983 and Ruben
Who has
Mays
the
in
single game most
1987.
receiving yards in Saints history?
Ooh. Got to.
Probably
Torrance
Kenny Stills.
Small?
Yeah, I'm sure it's Kenny Stills. I'm sure of it.
It might be Torrance Smalls.
Didn't
Yeah.
he have over 200 yards receiving in a game for the Saints?
Yeah, he did. He had like 3 70-yard catches against Denver.
Oh, let's see here.
But
Butteridge, can you look that up for us?
so while they do that, we forgot a topic, and I forgot to put it on the rundown, and that is the Saints. They're playing in London in 2022. They're playing a London game, and it's probably going to be against the Bengals, and that makes me mad.
Is that a home game
Because-
or an away game?
It's a home game.
Okay.
And I'm mad because not that I root for Joe Burrow over the Saints because that's ridiculous, but I wanted to go to the game and see Joe Burrow and see the Saints sack him 8 times, Andrew, and see him throw 3 picks like when they own Tom Brady. I wanted to see them own Joe Burrow. I like to see the Saints play the Stars, and it sucks that game's probably going to be in London, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah.
You're not going to go? You wouldn't go?
I'd
No.
consider it. I would think that's a bummer for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't.
I think Joe Burrow wants to play in the Superdome. I
People
think
were
it sucks
arguing
for
with me
him,
saying
too.
it was going to be like 50-50, that the Saints want the Bengals game moved because it would be like 50-50 Saints Joe Burrow fans, which I said was ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Like it'll be like 80
All Joe Burrow fans are Saints fans first. That's ridiculous.
it'll be like 80-20. There'll be like 20% of the fans there that'll be for Joe Burrow. It'll be like the Saints when they played Favre in the 90s, where it was
My
like
dad,
20
by
to
the way,
25%
my dad,
Packer
by the way,
fans.
coming up with the facts here. Michael Thomas owns the Saints single game record with 211 receiving yards against the Rams in 2018.
Michael Thomas.
Tomas.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tomas, put the thing. I'm worried about Joe Burrow. He may not play the Saints in 2022. He's got to come home safe from the Ukraine. He's fighting for freedom and democracy over in the Ukraine. Look at Joe Burrow in the middle there. He's in the Ukraine, fighting a war. I mean, that dude really does look like Joe Burrow. I am not gonna lie, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, looks like Joe Burrow's wild cousin.
Just say it.
I said I think he had a little Pete Davidson in him,
He does have a little. It's like if Pete Davidson and Burrow had a child.
minus the tattoos.
and they had a child in the Ukraine and they were armed to the teeth, that would be their baby. But I just like
a small baby.
A little late on that one, Thomas. I thought of it.
I'm
about
not
5 seconds
mad
ago.
about the London game because it makes the season ticket, instead of having paid for 9 games, you don't have to pay for 8. So I'm not mad about the London game overall day, but I am mad about, since I wanted to see Joe Burrow. And here's the thing, Joe Burrow is not coming back to the Dome until 2030. That's the next time they're scheduled to play in the Dome. So it sucks.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can go. You can go and they'll play each other again in 4 years. So you can go to Cincinnati.
I don't want to go
See
to
Joe Burrow in
Cincinnati.
his natural habitat.
What is in Cincinnati besides bad chili?
Skyline chili
and WKRP. What is in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati WKRP.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
I don't get that reference, but
it's WKRP, right?
Yeah.
That's
the worst joke I've ever heard. I mean, was that popular of a show? Like, how many seasons was WKRP?
I mean,
it was on a while, or a few years at least.
And then reruns, and then they had the new WKRP in syndication. It was on. I got home from school. I watched the Cubs lose in the afternoon with Harry Carey, and then I watched WKRP in Cincinnati. It's my childhood. Thomas, hit the take it to the top. We gotta have finger guns. We gotta get to the questions for the people. By the way, Thomas, I don't know what Polish game show music you played as the warm-up music before the show, but that was awesome. We need to get that in rotation.
I'll keep that in mind.
Like Polish Super Mario Brothers.
It was like, it's like Polish match game or something. I don't know. It was amazing.
Bad grip strength doesn't stop Ralph from finger gunning.
No, it doesn't. But it's tighter. See, Andrew, I'm not doing what I need to do, and I'm going backwards. I'm not committed. All right, Thomas, what do we got?
Okay, first question from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Monadula.
Oh, Monadula.
Okay.
Andrew.
Monadula talking politics, like global politics about Russia. It confuses me. It melts my brain. He makes jokes and like serious comments, and he mashes them up, and they don't make sense. But go ahead, Thomas.
He probably does that on purpose, you know.
He probably does.
Okay, Monadula asks. That's a pretty good question, actually, Monadula. Dave tweeted, the people of New Orleans are bad at catching. Was Kenny Stills in the crowd?
I didn't see him.
That's so funny.
He probably was, though.
Maybe it was just a collection of Kenny Stills.
Yes, it was like them. It was like that scene.
The clones.
It was like the scene in Being John Malkovich.
Right.
Was it? So would you say Kenny Stills's or Kenny's Stills?
Ooh. Good question.
I don't know.
It's a good question, though.
I'm not drinking.
It adds to a very low catch percentage. I'll tell you that.
It's a good question by Monadula. When you stick to comedy questions, Monadula, and not geopolitics, I understand you much better.
Next question.
And next question from Biloxi Blues, and he asks, Payton always talked about Parcells' influence on his decisions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much influence does Payton have on the Saints' decision-making?
Now, after being fired, retired, whatever,
Done.
After he left the team? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how much influence does he have after leaving?
Yes. Like I said, weeks ago when this all went down, like, is he going to be back channeling thoughts and information and opinions to Dennis Allen or more likely Pete Carmichael?
Pete Carmichael, for sure. I bet you.
I would think. You mean, remember Drew Brees had the game plan, and he said that on the broadcast that they would send him the game plan every week,
right.
And he would send them feedback on it. So Yeah, it would not surprise me that Sean Payton would take some time to give him feedback on stuff.
I would say it was a very good bet that if the Saints hone in on a quarterback, let's say whoever it is, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, whoever, right? I guarantee you they're going to be like, hey, Sean, can you eat some tape? Drew, can you eat some tape and tell us what you think of this quarterback? Because we're thinking of moving up from 18 to 10. And
They'd be
taking this guy. What
stupid
do you
not
think?
to.
Yeah. Like and the thing is, with Carmichael, they're going to be running some version of the Sean Payton offense. So Sean Payton would know if that quarterback would fit. So I definitely think
I'd like to
wouldn't
think
say-
those guys have a vested interest in whoever succeeds, the great run that they've had in New Orleans, being someone they actually believe in. And they would want to give their stamp of approval with whoever the Saints go with if they draft a guy, let's say.
So I like it. There's a good, it's a good, I would say for the quarterback, it's probably very high on the scale of 1 to 10, Dave, but everything else, not so much. Is that fair?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, color
Next
Gatorade?
question.
He's going to want to weigh in on that.
Oh, me? Weigh in on the color of Gatorade? Like
No, Sean Payton.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, I don't think so. It's not. He's not going to be at that level of detail.
He did say on Rich Eisen that he got the shower, like he got some sort of illegal shower head that has intense shower pressure.
Oh, the
for Dennis
Commando
Allen.
5000?
Yeah, like he's got.
They use it in the circus for elephants.
Yeah, he's got Kramer. He's got I guess Sean Payton had his own private shower in his office, and he got the hookup. So like that's his gift to Dennis Allen.
Has that reduced 50% of his soft tissue injuries?
No, you go cold water before bed, warm water in the morning to loosen up the muscles.
Next question.
By 50%.
Okay, next question from Blake Zyken. Blake Zyken asks, this past week we had the 22nd February of 2022, which is the Tuesday on Tuesday. Who is your favorite player to wear 2 or 22 in Saints history?
I mean, I have
Fumbles,
to go with
Fumbles Fennerty, final answer.
Fumbles Fennerty. I mean, I have to go with Mark Ingram, right? I'm not allowed to say anybody else.
Yeah, you have to.
Or else he's gonna dump you.
Ralph, dare you say anyone beyond Aaron Brooks as the chief resident Aaron Brooks stan of all time?
No,
somebody's got to take Tracy Porter.
No, it's Fred Thomas.
Oh God,
Get out.
I'm a Fred Thomas stan forever.
No,
Good. You can go stand outside.
Fred Thomas.
Stop.
Fred Thomas.
Poor
Fred Thomas.
Chauncey?
He played for you people with a broken arm and a broken wrist, whatever, in the NFC Championship game, and he was the best they had. He was trying his hardest. Lay off my boy Fred.
Yeah,
22.
Jason is right. Gil Fennerty, as bad as he was as an NFL player, he was sick on Tecmo Super Bowl.
Sick.
I don't know why he was so good on kick returns, but I could get a
was.
kick return for a touchdown with him every time. It was crazy.
Sick. It was like he was back with the Toronto Argonauts.
And he didn't fumble as much. It was really weird. But yeah, if we're being serious, favorite number 22. Oof. No, hold on. I'm going to look at the Saints numerical roster here.
I go Tracy Porter.
Thank you, Kevin. Somebody had to do it.
Yeah, I think that's the answer. I think that's
it's got to be the answer. I just wanted to give Fred Thomas a little bit of love. People.
By the way, I saw that.
Do that in your own time.
The New Orleans Breakers, they are another New Orleans football team's already getting screwed. We got the last pick in the draft. In the USFL draft.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
I was excited about the USFL.
I don't know. Hopefully it's a snake draft.
To take my son to the games, but then I read that all the USFL games,
they're all in Birmingham.
They're all in Birmingham.
We have a team. We have a team in name only.
Yeah,
it could be any city's team. It doesn't matter. You could next week they could
In
call
the
it the
UK?
Salt Lake City
Yeah,
Breakers.
like-
It doesn't matter. The game's still going to be in Birmingham. Yeah, and I mean,
Birmingham,
I guess
UK?
How many games are they playing in Birmingham? My God.
all of them for the
well,
first
they have 8
year.
teams, right? So I guess they're gonna do like, are they gonna do like 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on? Well, no, if they have 18, they only have the 4, so they could do 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Seems excessive.
I'll be watching it. Don't
How are,
even think I
how are
won't
they
be.
going to get fans if they're all in the same city?
Whatever. I will be watching it. We are officially a Breakers podcast. We'll be watching. We broke. What was that league that they
Go
had
Tigers.
that went bankrupt?
XFL?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
XFL,
the-
yeah.
It wasn't the XFL. It was the American. It was the other league.
Oh, yes, right. The American football.
And we all
Oh,
picked
the
the team.
AAF? Yeah.
Yeah, we all picked the team, and
yeah, that's right.
then they went and they closed up after like 5 weeks.
Oh,
That's
that's right.
right.
I picked the team that had Haoli Kikaha.
Yeah, like that team. Yeah. Well, so we'll be a USF. I mean, we'll be. You think we won't? But once free agency dies down and there's like the dead thing between the end of free agency and the draft, we'll be talking USFL. Don't think we won't. We might even get Larry Fedora on this podcast. don't think we won't.
Next question.
The next question from Biloxi Blues again. And Biloxi Blues asks, if Loomis works his magic and the Saints find a way to lock up 2 offensive or 2 defensive players for the next 3 to 4 years, would you prefer McCoy Armstead for the O or Davenport Williams for the defense?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Hmm.
Kevin, you were banging the drum for the offensive line.
I know, but I feel like the ceiling on the 2 defensive players that he said are higher than the 2 offensive players, and the fact that Dennis Allen is a defensive, the former DC and stuff, I kind of lean the 2 defensive players. I don't know.
I was going to say the opposite, since Allen's head coach and he's a defensive-minded guy. I feel like
He could get something out of anybody.
I just feel like we're in for years of a better defense than offense, and so I just feel like the offense needs more help. Both of those options have red herrings in them to me, being Armstead and Davenport. Both of those guys.
Right.
Both of those guys to me are guys that, when they're healthy,
Made
they're
of
good,
grass.
they're awesome, but they don't play a lot of.
Who scares you more,
times, and
Dave?
so
If I said to you Armstead or Davenport, the Saints are going to give one of them
I feel like
80 to
you
100
get
million.
Oh my god, who scares me more? I feel like you get about on average 4 games a year out of Davenport and 6 games a year out of Armstead. So I'll take Armstead.
That's okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
No,
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna let that statement go.
David,
I know you're just
Davenport
saying
plays
that
more
for a
games
fact.
than you
It's just,
think, Dave.
it's just grossly inaccurate, but I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah.
I researched these numbers.
Yeah.
Solve your problems with aggression.
No, but I am gonna look them up now.
Next
Yeah,
question.
Please do.
Andrew doesn't know football.
I got you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
Don Cariello.
Dog. What we got, Thomas?
Okay, last question. Last time for
Doma.
last question. From Badrich. And Badrich asks, get ready. Which of these 3 QB scenarios you would stomach? First, sign Jameis and get Carson Strong / Matt Corral. The second is sign Teddy and get Kenny Pickett. Or the last one is let Taysom start and get Malik Willis / Desmond Riddler.
I could stomach all those, honestly.
I mean,
I don't hate any of those scenarios. I feel
If-
like you could do. I feel like you could do way worse than those 3.
if you could get Pickett and not have to trade up, and you could get him at 18, sign me up for that.
Yeah, and these have insurance policies built in. All 3 of them do. I mean, I would say the worst of the three is Taysom with Willis. And that probably makes me the least comfortable. But like when Taysom gets hurt, at least you have a first-round rookie to go to. So,
yeah, but is Taysom going to be healthy at all? Like, is Taysom going to be ready for September?
I mean, I'm sure he'll play next year. How much and when is a big question mark.
Dave, what quarterback scenario scares you the most?
Trading up, drafting a guy, and going all in on.
Yeah, and remember, Taysom, we got 50% less soft tissue injuries now. So Taysom's going to be healthy. Same with Davenport, same with Armstead. All these stupid questions about who do you trust? You know,
Right.
soft tissue is a thing of the past with the Saints.
Right, non-issue now, non-issue.
They need a foot specialist for Taysom, though.
We got the science
issues
with us now. We got Alabama science.
Alabama science is probably just drugs from Europe, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Something illegal. Yeah.
All right. So, Thomas, do we have any clips of the week? We had some last week. Did the people continue to do their job and give us clips of the week? So we can this week?
I can even see Budrich posted 2 clips from this show on our patrons only Discord. So
well done.
We already have clips for next week at least, but we also have a clip for this show from last week. And unfortunately, Ralph, it's about you.
The proper goodbye could have been a bunch of middle fingers if he had played like Ian Book, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, he wouldn't. Like Drew Brees, it wouldn't have. Like he would have. He wouldn't have. It would have been. I think it would have been a potential where it would have been bad, where his completion percentage was bad and he had a bunch of interceptions or whatever. Yeah, that's like peak. That's like peak Ralph right there.
The
Straight for presidential primary debate.
Oof. The clip's called "Ralph Can't Say Any Straight Sentence."
Monadula, is that right? Is that you?
My Monadula
by PX Saber.
Which show was that? I see people are talking about my singing, and I'm not even in this show. Talking behind my back.
You ditched us. You ditched us last week.
You left. You left, Dave.
Your battery ran out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that was after the show? I left in the middle of the show?
Look, sober Dave can't pretend to remember drunk Dave shows, okay?
By the way, I want to remind people that we are doing Twitter Spaces. Be on the lookout. We do it every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It gets wild. We give away prizes. We have a lot of fun. You should join us on Twitter Spaces. It's fun. Join us. So everybody, thanks for joining us. Be safe if you're in New Orleans for Mardi Gras tomorrow. Be wild, be crazy, but survive to make sure you've survived to Ash Wednesday. Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. Thanks to everybody who listens to the show later. We appreciate everybody. Become a patron. We need your support. For Dave, for Kevin, for Andrew, and for Thomas, the best producer in the freaking world. He's up in the middle of the night in Poland. They got a war going on like 6 blocks away from him. He's still doing this show. That's how freaking dedicated he is to the show. That's why you need to support us. So remember, kids, don't shoot your dick off. Until next week, the bar is closed.
Happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
You know